All right. Hold on, I'm having an issue here. I let Claude take over my desktop for a minute and it has resized everything. Okay, cool. I think we're good. I think you guys can hear me. Make that assumption for a moment. Look on my screen and I don't see myself talking. Yes, I do. Okay. Volume's up. Desktop's up. All right, good. All right, guys. Let's see here. So, VIX popped up out of the channel as we talked about this morning. Needed to head on up to it's a daily 9, breaking 18,250. Still haven't done so, but we are headed in that direction. It's been a steady, slow run, so not super fast. Hey, MHM, can you hear me? Just type or talk or something, just so I know. So I saw Daddy kick out, so I wasn't sure if there's a problem with my voice here. Um, Maybe you can't do anything. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna type it in here. ES coming on down as we discussed. We broke the trend line, headed now down towards either the 4-hour 50 for a brief stop or potentially to the daily 9. This is all projected this morning as we talked about it in the pre-market call. SPY down to the 4-hour 9 was the objective. It has reached that now. If it holds the 4-hour 9, if we can hold this area, then we can potentially bounce here. Right now, looking to see if we bounce or if we head on down to the daily 9. So breaking the 4-hour 9 brings us to the daily 9, no questions asked. That's going to be the process. We know these things because slipping here and closing will cause us to go in that direction. And then that's it for there. So going over to Bitcoin here, again, I told you guys Bitcoin was starting to consolidate here, reaching on up. So less concerned about Bitcoin here popping. Broke 63,800. We're now in the 64,240 range here. We're still at that ceiling that we kind of get rough with whenever we escape that 63,800. And it goes back for quite some time. So you can see there's a lot of history here. 65.5 is the target. Looking to see if we can get up there. Resistance is 65,426. So let's give Bitcoin a chance to run through here. Otherwise, we're going to have to backtest 63,800 if we continue to drop in the markets. In the indices, I should say. SPY is continuing to fall as well. So yes, as you're aware. So here we continue on down here from the morning call. Bounced on up, tried to hold this area, came down. We've lost the morning lows, and we've set new lows for the day down in the 77.82. My target of 77.80 was made this morning on there, and looking basically for right here, the 4-hour 50. So I do believe we will see that shortly. So hold on to seatbelts as we head on down, and the VIX continues to rise a little bit. Same thing with oil. See a little bit of spike in oil, not to the midpoint yet, but definitely coming up. Remember, 88 is our inflection point for oil in terms of where things get a little rocky. So we still have some room to go. Backtest here. I was talking about 4-hour 9 holding, then potentially heading on down to a range of 769, 770, which would be the center point of this channel. Otherwise, we're going to flip back around on this bounce. We need to take out all-time highs on this bounce in order to keep going up. If we don't, that sets us up to actually go to the bottom of the channel, so not just the center. So this is a crucial area here. We're very, very tight window up here, and this back test will kind of explain a lot in the net for the next 2 weeks. NVIDIA, we've got the bounce off of the high here, so again, we haven't made too much new ground here today, but 24-hour, 4-hour 9 is holding as well as the overnight low, keeping NVIDIA in the ball game here and continuing to add progress to the day, up $1. So going to watch this pretty closely. This is going to be the catalyst for next week. when earnings is reported. Don't expect too much activity here, but want to go ahead and plan for the next week and see if we can figure out a position or a strangle or a straddle or something like that if you want to play options for this for next week. Soxel on the rise. Went up here towards the weekly 9, which I had mentioned there, and that was our bounce point. Bounced right off the weekly 9 directly, coming down looking for support. You don't see any charts. I can fix that. Let's see if I give this thing a kick. There you go. Sorry about that, Red Eye. You'll see it in the recording though too. So Soxel on the bounce off of the weekly 9 resistance, coming on back down to Asia high. If Asia high holds, then we can continue to go higher. If not, London low is the next test, as well as the 24-hour, 4-hour 9 as support, and will be interesting to see. I mean, one of the big pushers here is obviously MU has definitely held the $1,000 number. Here's the back test coming in. So we want to hold VWAP or even just this Asia high. So if we can hold that for the day, that'll give us a little bit of a push for MU. I do think we break it going into next week with NVIDIA. That volatility will affect everybody. So hold on to your hats with that one. CRDO had a nice run today. Again, we're up 22 points, 8.74%. This is just a blast to run. So you can see it on the play here on the 5-minute candles for the day. You can see the run down, the push. It gets back up, takes VWAP, and then heads on through. 30-minute 9's too hard to play here. You want to play something a little easier. Sorry, you could play the open here. So here's the run up here, rejection, come down to the 5-minute 9 here. Here's the 5-minute all the way through. A little staticky, but definitely some room here as it brings on through, and then obviously you've got exits along the way. So this was a little rougher today than usual, but still had the room in it. Overnights would have really paid, obviously. Here it is on the daily, and we are reaching that point here where we are going to reject or run. And keep in mind that consensus for CRDO is in this $300 range. So tearing off above that is going to be at at price searching's expense. So there isn't necessarily a run too much higher here, but at the same time, I would like to see it taken to show the depth of the run we're currently in. Taking back this trend line was super key, and now we are getting into last week's high, which we rejected on Thursday. We're going to try to attempt that. Looks like potentially today. And hopefully we push a little bit higher. We want to add a little bit every day. CoreWeave with a massive run all over the place today. Had about what was this? All the way back test of the 4-hour 9. 101, so about a 5-point drop. Quickly pulled back into action here. We're now back above all supports on the short term and continuing to hold. This is a big consolidation. This was a test. This 4-hour 9 back test was a test that held, and it held very strong. That's actually really good for CoreWeave to be able to do that. It did set a new mark lower, so we do need to continue to push up a little higher to recapture. But the 4-hour 20 is in support now, and obviously the 4-hour 9 is as well. So everything seems to be kind of lined up right where we need it to be here for CoreWeave to continue to break out. AMD on the back test of the weekly 9 and 4-hour 9 right here, we have lost them both, as well as the daily 50. Need to close above those in order to hold. I do suspect that AMD will come back down though and probably test this 4-hour 20 as it likes to do. Last week's run doesn't come without any punishment, and we needed to continue to back test here in order to go higher. This will be tied to NVIDIA as well. So we're going to have a pile of different pivots in here as we go. We're getting structurally constrained on the chips. So in other words, the channels are shrinking on them a little bit, which is going to force breakouts or breakdowns, and probably both, leading to what's going to look like a breakdown structure and then pushing into a breakout. So AMD may be leading the pack here in terms of what that's going to look like as we pull down a little bit. Tesla on the back test here as well. Again, here's our trend line that we are trying to follow in here. We are above the trend line, but we have now lost our 4-hour 9 and VWAP. 24-hour, 4-hour 20 is right about on the push here. So this back test of the 24-hour, 4-hour 20 on a structure is very typical. This will see the bounce and push, and then maybe Tesla can take off and go from here. We did lose overnight lows. I'm not really too concerned with Tesla doing this. This is pretty much par for the course. I would not be surprised to see us backtest the 4-hour 9 in one of these two candles before we make the run. So just use caution as you continue to watch this. SpaceX with the pop, just called the double top over here. Now a slight retracement, not much here yet though. Just going to wait and see where we end the day. More likely wait and see where we end Wednesday for SpaceX to see how we carry that going forward. And Apple took a nice push down today. Rejection off of the prior highs from Friday, and the overnights didn't hold either on the reclimb from there. So down about 1.5 points on a $3 spread today for Apple. We have bounced off of the prior lows. And we are actually looking to see if we can reclaim the RTH 4-hour 9, which is right there. So very, very close to that. 24-hour, 4-hour 20 on suppression. So a lot of resistance here now for this. Not really interested in any position here at this point, but wanted to show where we are in this. So we've kind of re-grabbed this consolidation range here. The uptrend is gone. We've settled out 2 candles on below. So now we are looking at structures and see where we fit structurally. This 4-hour 50 has been coming down pretty strong. And is giving a lot of resistance in this range here too. So I would be wanting to see us take probably the daily 9 before we look at this as an entry again. If we actually go on the lower end, if we lose this weekly 20, which I'm not so sure we're going to, I don't think we're actually going to get that low, then I would look at this from a different perspective in terms of a potential short, because that would be far lower than the back test that I had expected for Apple. Otherwise, the reality is we're probably getting closer to the bottom. And if we do one more pushback and we hold this low here at 359, that'll probably be a good entry point to keep running. That'll probably be more like tomorrow or Wednesday's problem, not something we need to worry about today. Amazon, giving back. Jeff Bezos giving back. So this is his version of giving back to the community. We have mild pullback here. Looks big on numbers, but mild pullback here in terms of where we were on Friday. We're only down a couple points for the day. This is just kind of Mag 8 cluster for everybody right now. So looking for support. There's tons of it here. I'm not worried about Amazon here at all. What I am worried about is when we get the resolution in place. So again, I thought this was coming. The charts show us the potential for pretty decent sized pullback, bounce, and then pullback before we start heading through. And this is just acting out right with the charts. So we're going to see that across the board, especially with the Mag 8 until that resolves. So hold on, set your traps for weekly 9 bounces. Those would be great areas to find entries across the board, actually. Netflix, same thing. A Netflix split has occurred again. Yay, adjust drawings. Yippee. That's from a long time ago. It's just, I don't know why it's catching up right now. But yes, we have lost the level here, so that's why I said we would hold last week. We keep our exit in tight here just in case, and it did lose it. So losing that puts us back into daily 9 support. Daily 9 support should actually hold here, so we'll actually create a new trend line. The bottom of this doesn't exist yet, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. This is where we're going to lay and bounce off of to push back on up. 4-hour 9 will possibly hold on here, but if I actually look at this from a structural standpoint, this is your channel. You've got your middle that runs on through, and you've got the bottom section too here, which, all right, let me give this a little more reality for distribution there. Okay. So that's what we look like. And I think if we lose this line here, then we start heading down even lower to the weekly 9. But this does need to sit here below by the daily, right on that wick. There. Okay. That's where we are there. Google also giving back. Same program, same channel. Meta giving back a little extra. So yeah, this was called out in the pointers too as a nice short. Actually, could have played the whole short and held, and you'd have done even better than the potential call that I had laid out for you guys on the daily, on the 5-minute chart for the whole day's worth of candles so far. You can see this nice open cross through short, and then every attempt to come up has been feeble, and the level of feebleness is so high. It's such a highly feeble run that you probably wouldn't have exited any of this. We never even crossed the 15-minute 9 once. On the let's look at this on the 5-minute 9. So on the 5-minute 9 on the breaches, all these breaches are pretty tight. You still have crosses back over. I don't see, I see one candle here that's clear, but again, really, really small. And then this is obviously all clear here too. Really, really small on this. This is a really nice short. Plays perfectly. Price action should not scare you in these scenarios. You got, especially you're in higher and higher profit as this goes down, and you can continue this 5-minute 9 as it continues to slip and wither away. Just keep in mind it's getting farther away from the 15-minute 9. So when you have the sideways consolidation and then the attempted reprice, it failed. This you're nice and close, so you get farther away. So when you get far away like this, okay, watch for the pullback to try to retest, and then it failed and it went down here, and now we're far away again. So you want to get as close as you can on the 15-minute 9 to follow the short down, and obviously you want to exit if that 15-minute 9 ever gets crossed. So if you're holding that short still from this morning's call, good for you, and looks like a good one. All right, I'm going to pop back over. We have new candles here for SPY. Here it is right here. Down on the low, we just lost some more ground here in a big way. Of course, I can't see the catalyst because I'm talking to you guys, but 4-hour 20 daily 9 in support right here. So this will be our first bounce point. We'll see what this goes. These are definite targets now as we've slipped under the 50% mark between the 4-hour 9 and the daily 9 4-hour 20 mix. These are huge magnets. So for these magnets not to pull, something amazing would have to happen. And then, as I said, also losing the 4-hour 50 puts us at the daily 9 on ES. And here we go with the back test of the VIX of the 18,250. So we are literally in concert here. Everybody is moving together. Let this thing play out. You got your bounce here. If you want to buy this dip, feel free to do so. You exit if lost. That's all you need to know. Exit if lost in the ES2. We get there. And if the VIX takes out 18,250, so be it. But if we take out the daily 9 and go higher, that's where you're going to want to make sure that you're changing your position in here and look for the direction here. Direction change. Not direction change. We're going to continue to go down, but these bounces won't hold. So right now, that's what you're going to look for in terms of a quick play for today. Nice little bounce down here and pull. If it doesn't hold and it goes through, we've got some room. So this will probably, if it doesn't hold, we'll be looking at levels in the probably 770-ish right in here for today. If this does hold, then expect us to bounce back up to 4.5. If we do not take the 4-hour 9, that means tomorrow will probably be a down day as well. All right, guys, that's about all we got for coverage here on this right now. I need to go check out that catalyst, see what pushed us down here. That's a pretty harsh rejection right here off the 4-hour 50. You see we lost it. We already back tested 4-hour 50, and that was just an absolute no. So that strong of a negative tells me something else is going on that I need to find. So I'm going to go hunt that down. Oil's looking like a pretty good target over here too. So I am sure there's geopolitical ties to this. It's just definitely looks that way. All right. MHM, I see you typing, so I will hang back. Oh, wait. MHM, you can't be typing because you're not here. Okay, so you were here. I'm going to, anybody have any questions?
Quick big picture question. So we're still looking for that potential pullback over the next week or two-ish,
Yes.
waiting on entries.
Yep.
That are planned.
Yes, yes, that is correct. If you have a couple of short-term entries on any of these dips, anytime you want to, if you are stuck behind the computer screen and nothing to do, you can buy the dip bounces as you get them and exit out of them, same day, same run, so to speak. Otherwise, yes, I do still expect this to go. There may be some shenanigans with us, little pushes higher here and there, as I mentioned this morning. We didn't get too much out of it, but it could happen tomorrow or Wednesday, but still is going to be preceded by a pullback lower than where we are right now. So that those types of risks are up to you guys. I'm trying to give you the cleanest entry possible for this. So we're going to get into the bottom, which I'm pretty good at sourcing. Once we get there, then we'll be able to spin this around and go in the right direction. And yes, that does include Soxel as well. I know that's the major piece what everybody's looking
Yeah.
for contracts.
All right. Sounds good.
You got it, buddy. All right, you have a good weekend.
Oh yeah. Good
Good.
times. Got a sunburn.
Ah, man, that's good. That's a really good time. Excellent.
Just light. We made you outside. It's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Touching grass. I should do that. I'm gonna go touch some grass. All right. Anything else,
There
buddy?
you go. Nope. All good. Thank you.
All right, you got it. All right, everybody. I'm gonna shut this down, and I will see you guys on the floor. Thank you very much.
You need to be a winner.